What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? How ya boys doing this morning? Welcome to another Hella Simple, officially sponsored by Florida Georgia Line, who made that simple song for us.
That's not true.
It's 100% true. I called them up the other day and I was like, hey, Florida Georgia Line, sir, Mr. Florida Georgia Line, would you mind making us a song? And they said, yeah, sure, here's the song called Simple. Great guys. Phenomenal guys. Appreciate it. Anyway, welcome to another episode of Hella Simple. Today I'm being joined by not only myself, I'm being joined by a boy named Fen.
That's me.
And a man. Not just a man.
Wait,
a
hang
live
on.
Streamer. Sorry, what?
Wait,
Sorry.
before we introduce him, can I just feel offended. Go ahead. Okay, go ahead. It feels rough.
You're a boy, dude. You're a boy. Settle down. And okay, the man, the myth, the legend, the live streamer / founder of Castcade, Mr. Creative Waste. How you doing today, fellow friend?
Oh boy, that was quite the intro.
Yeah, I have to up you, dude. This is the first time we let anybody into this group. Hella Simple.
John Cena music plays.
Yeah.
I feel so special.
Oh, you
Yeah,
are
make me feel
special.
that special.
And fam, we know each other. You know, you've been around the block too often. So
Wow.
yeah.
Wow, do you hear that? You're old news.
Yeah.
Old news.
Oh my goodness. All right.
Anyway,
I know where I stand.
Absolute trash.
anyway, what usually happens is we go ahead and we thank our sponsors before we start the episode. But today, because we have the founder of Castcade, who has sponsored us not just this episode, but the last 5 episodes, last 6 episodes? Do I count this one in that? I don't know. Whatever.
I can't remember if we're counting the first episode that we lost as an episode.
They
so,
sponsored that,
yeah.
technically. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Dude, that was just we wrote that down as a complete loss in the books.
Yeah. There's actually 7 episodes,
Yeah,
but we
don't count that one.
I don't remember. I honestly don't remember. Anyway.
But since we got you around, buddy, I figured what better situation to have than just be like, hey, C-Dubs, how about you explain what Castcade is?
Well, Cascade is a streaming group, a streaming community
Ooh.
on Twitch, kind of based around finding interesting people to watch, because Twitch is oversaturated, as so is everything else. Every other platform on the internet is oversaturated because people like posting things. So to kind of boil that down to its essence and get a bunch of people that are like-minded together and be like, hey, whenever you want to watch something, you don't have to go and just hope you find someone entertaining. You can just, look in the Castcade Discord or go to the Castcade website that will be launched on Tuesday. That will have a streamer page where you just click on it and it just brings up every stream in Castcade that is currently live.
Look at that. Look at that. We ask him
Not
to read
only
an
that-
ad, and then he comes out and publicizes his website that he's going to make. Look at that.
Yeah, this is the first announcement outside of the Discord of this website.
Yeah.
So
Who gave you permission to do that in this podcast? Huh?
I did.
Oh, okay. Continue.
Boom.
You can't just build him up like that and expect he's not going to make his own rules. Come on.
The man, the myth, the legend. I'm downgrading you, all right?
So wait, the downgrade was the man, the myth, the legend?
No, that's what you were. You're
That's what I was.
You're a
and
little
you're
boy,
downgrading me
just like
to
Fen.
little
Yeah,
boy.
yeah.
Finn, we're little boys together.
I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know. Something about that just makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, it's an open community. It's for anyone to join. Definitely just check out our Twitter at Castcade TV. It's got a link to our Discord in there. Come in, say hi. If you're a streamer, let us know, and we will drop you into the streamer group and get you all set up. We've got the panel and all the fancy stuff. There's not a bunch of rules. You don't have to host somebody that's in Castcade. You don't have to raid someone that's in Castcade. You just stream the way you normally would. And if you gravitate toward the community members, then that's obviously awesome.
Sick. Sick. Well, thank you, Creative Waste and Castcade, the fellow members of Castcade, for not only sponsoring this episode but past episodes as well. You guys freaking rock. But before we move out of that topic, actually, I had a question for you, C-Dubs, because a couple podcasts ago, me and Fen, you remember this conversation, Fen? We were talking about where do we go to find other like YouTubers for like Fortnite is what I was saying.
About like, recording content and like meeting up with
Yeah.
people.
Because there's all these sites where you could be like, hey, I want a duo, but they're just random duos. Like I wanted a group where you could just find specifically YouTubers or Twitch streamers or so on and so forth, right?
Mhm.
So that you can make content with. Because it's two different play styles. One's just fucking around, shooting things, playing around, blowing each other up, and the other one's trying to play to win. So I made a group like that. Whereas Fortnite YouTubers and Twitch streamers combined, and so the question that I'm coming into is, how the hell do you get a community that is so interactive like Cascade is? Because I've been trying, and I'm the only one talking in this chat, and I'm the only one doing anything. But it seems like when I look over at Cascade, everybody is like intertuned with the inner workings of Cascade, and they're all talking to each other, working out stuff that they want to do. And how did you get it from point A, hey, I think I want to start this community group called Cascade, to the where it's at now?
Short version, I have no earthly idea.
I have an answer to the longer version.
Long version, no fucking clue.
Well,
I've tried to build communities in the past. I ran a game news website for about 5 years, and I had some guest writers on there that helped out a little bit, but most of the writing was on my back, and I wrote like 4 to 5 articles a week for like 3 years solid.
Nice.
And after that point, like I was exhausted. As creative endeavors go, the things that you spend a lot of time on, that you pour your blood, sweat, and tears into, are usually the things that'll get like 5 or 6 views. And then if there's just something interesting and you post like 2 sentences, then that article will be read like 2,000 times.
Yeah. That's usually the way it works.
And so that was kind of soul crushing for me. I hadn't come to that realization yet. So I kind of stepped back from that. That's actually when I rebranded my channel and created Creative Waste and all of that kind of stuff. But basically it was just, I already knew a bunch of streamers that were really awesome, and none of us were really in a community. So I wanted to create a community. And I think maybe the best tip that I can give from my personal experience is I made Cascade something that wasn't affiliated with my Twitch channel. Like, if you just
because if anybody knew you, they wouldn't. Yeah. No,
exactly. Yeah.
Like no one likes Creative Waste.
As they knew, if they're like, oh, Creative Waste is from, never mind. I am over this. No, but like it's not tied to my Twitch at all. Like it's not this thing like that is based off of my community. It's its own thing.
I've seen that where it's a group of streamers, yes, but it's kind of tied around, like anchored in one more popular guy or gal who is kind of at the heart of it and kind of runs it that way. And yeah, I think that was what I was gonna say is the thing that I feel like really kickstarted things is it wasn't just like you being really involved. You were reaching out to a bunch of people, and they were all really, really super into it, and really made it so it wasn't just, like one guy just talking all the time and really trying to drum up interest. It was like a bunch of people who were like super psyched about the idea of like meeting new people and having this really engaging content with other people, and it was just, I think that's the key thing, is it can't ever just be one person.
That's kind of cool. Yeah, I never thought of it like that. That makes sense. So I'm gonna hire actual friends to
hire quote unquote actual friends.
Damn, dude, settle
Yeah,
down.
and in that same vein, one thing I can definitely say that's a big suggestion for anyone that's part of any fandom. If you like something, if you want something to grow, be a part of it. Like,
Yep.
Cascade couldn't be anything if all the other members didn't jump in and say stuff. Like, we'll have people in the caster corner, which is kind of our like caster only channel for like issues that come up during streaming. If you just need to vent because you had a crappy stream and no one showed up, no matter what it is, like, you can throw it in there. And we're all streamers. We all understand. We've all been through that. And so it's just a really nice community where you can kind of throw all your baggage out and be like, look, this sucks. And everybody's like, yeah, I totally agree. This is how I overcame that. And if the other people in the group weren't engaged with that conversation, then it would just be me posting in the caster channel. Man, I really wish we had an active community. It'd be really awesome if we had an active community. But I don't have to post those things because we do have an active community. And so yeah, if you're a fan of anything and you like join a Discord and you want it to thrive, make it thrive. If you're part of something that you want to succeed, make it succeed. Share it with your friends. Share it with absolute strangers. One of the things that I say when I'm streaming, and it hasn't worked yet, but it might at some point.
What a way to go into
Granted, I've been streaming for 5 years, so if it hasn't worked yet, it might not. But I'll tell people, I'm like, hey, I was like, if you're watching this and you're enjoying it, like, go on your Steam friends list. And if somebody's not doing anything, and even if they are doing something, just send them the link. Like, somebody who doesn't have a connection with the content that you're enjoying, just share it with them. Like, the worst thing they can do is not click the link. But if they do click it and they do enjoy it and they do become an engaged member of the community, then like, you gain a follower by one person throwing something out and being like, hey, check this out really quick.
I'm going to go ahead and contradict you. I don't actually know if you asked for it, but when you're doing a 24-hour stream, my brother Clicks, who's Squid, and some people who are familiar with my channel might be familiar with, is like a big racing fan. So I did actually drop him your link for when you were doing that 24-hour stream. So I don't know what happened to that, but I was like, there you go, buddy. So.
Oh, well, that's awesome.
There you go. So it worked.
See, then okay, so yeah, it does work.
It took 5 years, but it worked.
It took 5 years, but damn it, we gotta follow.
Hey, I'll take it. Oh god. So yeah, long story short, that was a 16-minute ad read. Good job. Way to ruin our podcast and bring down the viewership. Appreciate it.
All right, so that was Creative Waste. Thank you so much for
coming by.
Yeah, we can go ahead and kick him out, right?
Don't even give me that.
Yeah. But everything you need is going to be down in the description below. We do not have the website up because it's not out yet as of right now. But whenever that website goes up, we'll go ahead and link that rather than what we're linking now. Or maybe both.
And the podcast might be advertised in the sidebar.
Yeah.
Well, let me go ahead and add that into the panels right now.
Well, thank you for
Just saying.
sponsoring today's episode of God.
Just saying that might be a weekly thing too, that I might update the sidebar in the blog to highlight the new Hella Simple episode. I'm just saying.
Dude, that'd be awesome. I heard a rumor. A little bird told me, and
You can wait. Hold up. You can talk to birds?
You know it. Tweet.
Amazing. Continue.
They're all gangster birds, okay? I don't even know where I'm going with this. So I heard from a little bird, and that little bird is Fen, I think. I'm pretty sure it's Fen. I don't know if I'm supposed to say this anymore. Anyway, I know podcast is on your list of things of wanting to do for Castcade.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That would be awesome. I just don't want to do it.
They're definitely a rough thing to get off the ground, but I would be more than happy, I want to do this. I want to get a Castcade podcast specific Hella Simple. That's a weird way to phrase that, isn't it? I want whoever's doing the podcast to jump on Hella Simple and do the podcast for Hella Simple, and then if you want me, if I'm welcome to, I would like to
He's inviting himself to your house.
Yeah. I would like to do a Hella Simple featured on whatever you guys do podcast.
Oh, of course, yeah,
So we
like
could
a
have,
crossover episode.
Yeah. But it would be like two
course.
episodes, like one on Hella Simple and then one on Castcade.
Yeah, maybe on the Castcade crossover, like something crazy happens and Finn gets killed in his arc.
Oh, that'd
and then
be
we can
sick.
like replace him over here.
Yes, and then never have
And
Finn
then-
join
yeah.
another Hella Simple
Exactly.
ever again.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
this-
also people will have
this
to
is
go
great.
and watch to see what happens to Finn.
Oh my god! So
Mhm.
yeah.
So make sure to check out the first episode of the Cascade podcast that isn't made yet, doesn't have any hosts, and probably won't happen for a while
we're
to see
killing
what
off
happens to Finn.
Oh god.
Hashtag spoilers.
That actually, honestly, no joke. Like, we might be rebranding Hella Simple to be a crime-solving, crime-fighting podcast. Okay, let's kill off somebody every single episode.
There's only 2 of us.
Then
Yeah,
two-
it's just
two-
after
we have
that, it's
2
just
episodes.
dead silent.
Yeah.
20
2 more
Two
episodes. That's it.
solid
silent.
episodes. Yeah.
Yep. First season ends when everybody's dying.
That'd be cool though. So it's like it's not just a podcast you're watching for the storyline, you know?
I don't even know how that would work.
I don't either. I think it'd be a little bit wonky.
Oh man.
But speaking of this role play type esque thing that we're doing, Fen,
I like your transition.
thank you, buddy. I had to work really hard.
You did. Oh, props to you.
But speaking of that, Fen, last podcast you said you joined up a D&D group.
I did.
How is it going?
It's going great.
Yeah. You had a story to tell me the other day, and I was like, "No,
I did.
no, Fen, you save that
What
for
did
the cast."
What did I tell you? Oh yeah, what happened?
I don't remember.
All right. Well, basically, it's about this group of adventurers who are kind of in this adventurers guild for whatever reason. My guy is a lizard folk cleric who thinks he understands human metaphors, but doesn't, and laughs all the time, like to break tension. As he's like, yes, I've seen humans laugh. That's what they do when they express emotion. So if people are like really sad, he'll laugh. If people are telling a joke, he'll laugh. If people are threatening him, he'll laugh. It's gotten him in trouble already. But I don't remember what I was going to tell you. I think the highlight, which I may have already said to you, was kind of just for this campaign anyway. It was when Oh yeah. Okay. So there was 2 things. The one was we go into the sewer to hunt some rats. There end up being crocodiles. But before we know any of this, the barbarian in the group, who's got some ridiculously high strength, shoves me into the sewer water. And his strength is so high, I couldn't stop him. So I just fell into some sewer water and reeked the entire rest of the campaign.
Nice.
Yeah. And then at some point, this same barbarian was going to a temple to find out about his fancy weapon, and somehow ended up rolling so that way he assumed that the one like temple priest was telling him to kill the one next to him. And it was really close to an all-out brawl in the middle of the city.
You guys were like fighting. No, that's not what he's saying. That's not what he's saying.
Yeah, we were like, I think this means he has to fight now, but he was like alone and it was rough. He might have died.
Oh god. He might have died.
He might have died. It's tough because he's really OP, but
That's
yeah.
funny. I'm really excited. I'm really excited, Fem, because we are getting to the point where we said this last episode. We're getting to this point where we want to branch out with Hella Simple and do other kinds of series. Because we had this conversation, Fem. We did
it backwards.
We did it hella backwards. We did all sorts of backwards. What people do is they build a channel, build their personalities with like gaming videos or vlogs or whatever their channel is specifically about, and then they do a podcast.
Yeah.
We started with the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
It just kind of it's a little bit backwards. So I think what we're planning on doing now is different kind of series. You got one in the works now.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about getting one in the works.
Are we going to talk about what they are? Are we going to hype them up a little bit?
Yeah, we can do yours.
Okay, you're gonna keep yours under wraps for
just
now?
because I don't know too much about it.
Okay, all right. You've been having a lot of trouble with it, which I find hilarious. But we'll talk about that more
Appreciate
later.
It, Jared.
So yeah, we're thinking about I think we got 3 things in the works right now, right? Can we talk about the third
as
thing?
of right now? Yes, I'm gonna. Yeah, I want. That's where this was leading into. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I figured. So we got the one thing that I'm working on, which is it's actually really along the lines of the blog that Castcade has going on right now. It's kind of on streaming tips, and that's really what I was focusing on in a more of a video format. I'm calling it Simple Tips. You know, hella simple tips.
Got 'em.
Everyone see what I'm saying?
Got it.
Anyway,
That's
yeah.
a good
So
crossover.
yeah,
I like it.
yeah, and yeah. So just anything relating to like streaming or gaming content, really, digital content in general, but specifically on streaming. And it's going to cover a lot of different things, like what do you need to get started, what's a good streaming program to use, what do you do when someone is toxic in your chat, like anything. No, that would be the wrong answer.
No, that you only do that in podcast format.
No, it was a question. It was a kill them.
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was exclamation point, like upside down exclamation point, kill them, right side up exclamation point, like.
So in Spanish, but
In
not
Spanish.
in Spanish.
Right. Spanish grammar.
Oh god. That's wrong entirely.
It's all right. But yeah, so that's one thing we're doing. Squid's got something else that's a secret because he's having trouble with it.
It's not. Let's not phrase it like
Calling
that.
you out.
Okay. This is so. I'll go ahead and say it then. Screw you. Whatever. So like I get pissed off a lot about random things.
And he specifically says, I don't know if you've noticed this.
Yeah,
Data, but
it's
he'll
a
say,
character flaw.
You know what pisses me off? And so I'm like, well, you could make a video series out of that.
That conversation happens more often than not, really. Like, if you think about it, like,
lot.
almost every single one of our conversations start or end or whatever with, you know what pisses me off? So,
A lot.
I mean, hell, the conversation before the podcast of you and I was you being annoyed at something.
yeah, don't say that. Don't say that. We'll leave that one alone there, buddy.
You'll have to watch the video later on
That might
to
be
find out what he was
a
mad at.
decent one. But yeah, so we're thinking about calling
Watch
it.
the video later to find out what Squid was mad at.
It could be like a number of things.
Yeah.
But we're gonna call it Hella Pissed, and go from there. Yeah.
So you're just gonna be drunk the whole time.
Yeah, basically.
But only our European viewers will get the joke there.
Right. I was gonna say Danny would get it if he was here.
Yeah,
but...
Danny would love it. It's a podcast. You know what?
For
You're just going to
specific-
video call Danny.
Oh my god, yes.
Or you just drink like a shitload of beer.
That's another thing we could do with the podcast.
That would be a great idea for
Yeah.
a show. Is like to just video call someone on Discord and just like
Yeah.
don't even like just let them know, hey, at some point I might call you. Are you okay with me recording this? And just get a list of people that are okay with it.
Yeah.
And then just randomly out of the blue one day, just call someone and record it.
Hey, you're on the podcast.
Be like-
What's going on?
Yeah.
No, you're thinking too small, buddy. Right? You're thinking way too small. We need to focus on people, right? So we need to focus on I don't know, big Minecraft YouTuber. Go. Anybody?
HungrySquid.
HungrySquid. Okay. Say we get I'm blanking. PewDiePie. Okay. We'll make a podcast specifically dedicated to PewDiePie. So PewDiePie has to watch it then, right? Because he's got a video directly to him, right?
I don't think that's how that works.
I think that's how
No,
that
that's
works.
definitely not how that
We
works.
make each episode. We say, "Hey, this episode's to you," and then they watch it.
Don't think that's how that works.
Yeah, I don't know either. I'm rethinking my decisions. Anyway,
I think maybe you aim at small fish.
small fish.
First.
Yeah, but then eventually we get up to big fish. I'm not saying PewDiePie.
It could be the podcast could be called "Here's to You."
Here's to you. Oh man, copyright. We're stealing that from you. You're not allowed to use that with your
You can't say copyright and I'm stealing that from you in the same sentence. That's not how that works.
I'll take it.
I
But
mean,
no-
you're the one leading the podcast right now. I could very easily copyright this while we're talking.
Damn, dude. Jeez. But no.
I'll sell it to you.
Let's backtrack a little bit. I'm not buying shit from you. Let's backtrack a wee bit here.
The third thing we got planned.
The third thing we got planned is a tabletop simulator D&D esque.
Wait,
I don't want to say D&D.
Let's not lock us into Tabletop Simulator, but tabletop
Why
Well, like,
RPG.
I don't know what this is
Tabletop Sim is
called.
really cool to watch.
It is really cool to watch, but we are not running it, so we do not have the choice of platform.
You're right.
So...
You're right. I don't know the platform. I just don't necessarily know what it's called because I know I'm not supposed to call it D&D because D&D is its own specific.
It's tabletop role-playing games.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, that's what I want to do then. So we're gonna do that, and we're all gonna come up with our characters and so on and so forth, and we're gonna come out here and do a scenario. And the coolest part about this, and the coolest part about being part of Castcade, a little bit of a rollback, being part of Castcade is just like it's a group where we can just pull people from. Like everybody in that group plays 20 different games. It's not a group specifically for one game. Like me and Fen, we're part of a couple different Minecraft groups. But if we were to go in there and be like, "Hey, you guys want to play Fortnite?" No one would answer. No one would answer because it's not that group. You know what I mean? They don't play that game. But in a group like Castcade, you could go ahead and type in there, "Hey, does anybody want to play a role playing game or whatever?" And I bet you $20 we're gonna get 5 different people that like jump in. It's like, "Yeah, I got you. I'm in." So that anyway. That's what we're wanting to do. We want to do a hella simple role-playing game. I think that'd be sick.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
We can kill Finn off in the first episode of that too.
Yes.
Yep, absolutely can try.
Yes.
I'm gonna go ahead and just start planning out my character now, make him an ultimate badass. Because I'm gonna need to survive both the encounters and you guys.
You're gonna be the Kenny of hella simple.
Yeah.
They stopped killing him off. I hate that. That was the funniest
watch that.
running
Does that
joke.
really piss you off? But
It really pisses me off. I hate change. Change sucks. Like when you have like a dynamic that actually works for you, and then it's working so well, and then ultimately you end up changing. Hate it. I hate it.
Well, it feels stale after a while. You gotta change things up. Change is the spice of life, my
I
friend.
like originality, man. I like.
It's not original
That's
if
what
you keep
change
doing it. Yeah.
Change leads to originality.
I don't know. I miss Kenny. Miss the old Kenny. I don't really watch it anymore though. It used to be a big thing. Like back when my parents told me I couldn't watch it is when I watched a majority of it, and now
Yeah, of
just
course.
not so much. Not so much.
Now it's not as edgy.
Yeah.
You're allowed to watch it at 2:00 in the afternoon naked while drinking a beer.
I don't think I'm ever allowed to be naked drinking a beer.
It's sad for you. You
But-
lit it.
Is that a very specific thing that you're not allowed to do?
yeah, like that's just the one rule that's written on our walls. Like you can't be
Yeah.
naked
Anything else
and
is
drink a
fine,
beer.
but not that.
Drinking a
Naked
beer-
day drinking is not okay.
Put some damn pants on.
Oh, I had to kick everybody out of the house to do that. It gets a little bit weird when you start to have kids. Like before, it's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
You know? But then you have kids running around. It's like, okay, maybe I should at least put some underwear on or something.
You're gonna be that dad who's like got like briefs on and an open robe.
It's like, Dad, I can see.
Kids
I
are gonna
can
be
see
like
through your robe.
16. Yeah.
I need to buy a dad robe now. You're right, 100% right.
Yeah. You gotta buy it now so that way it's all like worn out by the time they're older.
Oh, of course.
So horrible.
It's got to be gross.
Yeah.
By the time you wear it,
Really thin and ratty and like won't close. So like that's why it's
Like,
open. It's just won't
basically get an outside dog, wrap it around him, and leave him out there for years. Never wash it.
Yeah, that actually makes sense.
You got
Because
what it
dad
takes.
robes always had that weird musty smell to them as well.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's what they
Nailed
wear
it.
when like, they're just chilling around the house. They don't want to put deodorant on or shit. So like, it's gonna acquire a musk.
I've never hit that. I've never hit the level where I don't want to have deodorant on.
I have. I'll be honest with you. I have. I got to the point where, well, okay. So first and foremost, congratulations on having a kid. Let me tell you how it's going to ruin your life. It's getting to the point where it's hard to take a shower now because she's starting to walk and she's starting to get into things. So now you have to keep a careful eye on her. And we have childproof. Like she can't get into the kitchen because we have a gate there. But there's still stuff
you
like
said she's
around.
starting, right?
Oh well, I say starting. She's been walking since she was 10 months, and she's 14.
But if you shoved her down, it would take her a second to get back up.
Oh no, she's a troop. She'll get
I was
right
gonna say you
back
just push her over and then go take a shower and then come back.
Takes her like
Take
5
like 10
minutes to get back up. Yeah.
Yeah, she's just a turtle. You have a turtle for a child.
No, she's a troop. Like she'll climb up, and this is why I can't leave and go take a shower is because like she'll climb up on things. She's climbed up on top of our bed, and I want to say we have a unusually large bed, so it's like 3.5 feet tall. It's like half my body length that we have to kind of jump
One of those
up
ones
on
you
it.
gotta like hop up to sit on.
Yeah, and she climbs up there, and that's like the tallest thing in our house. Like she obviously climbs our couch. She climbs the bed in the guest room. Like, and these are all like we could close the rooms, which is nice. But if I'm in the bathroom, I'm not going to close that door just in case something happens. You know what I mean? So she could always hurt herself climbing up on her bed and then climbing up onto the couch and everything. So it's hard to like. So I've gotten to that point where it's like, yeah, I probably stink right now. I'm just gonna live with it. I don't go out like that. If I ever go out, I'm like, I wait till my wife gets home and then I ditch the kid on her. But
taking a shower.
Yeah, exactly. But C-Dub, you just had a kid, baby girl, right?
Yes.
Congrats, man! Congrats.
Thank you.
The first one.
Yeah.
Oh, you're in for a world of fun.
Oh yeah.
Let me tell you right now. I didn't want a girl. Didn't want a girl. Well, I mean, it's not like I didn't want a girl. It's just like I would have preferred having a boy. I don't know. Just I thought first kid would have been fun to be a boy. Now that I have a girl, I'm so excited. Everything's frilly.
Yeah, you're allowed to do all the things that you can't do for yourself without being weird.
Yeah, I'm gonna take her to get
What would you do for your
pedicures
dog?
all the time. Yeah.
You know what? There's actually plenty of guys who get pedicures.
I get it every once in a while.
Oh yeah, you're one of them. I forgot about that. I remember the first time you went. Yeah, because you were like, I had to make my wife pretend like she was forcing me to go. But you wanted to go.
It's actually a great strategy. Okay, we walk in the door, and then my wife goes, "I know you don't want to be here," like loud enough for everybody to hear. I know you don't want to be here, but we need to do this together. And so now she sounds like she's the one forcing me to go, and then I'm like, "Oh, okay," because I'm a loving and supporting husband. So it makes us both look good. I think, really.
And then your eyes just sparkle the entire time. Heaven.
Rainbows come out of your eyes. Like,
can you do my nails too? But no. Congratulations. You're gonna have so much fun, man.
Yeah, she's awesome already.
Yeah.
It's crazy. She's been home for a week, 2 weeks. I honestly don't even know at this point. It's really weird that like when you have a newborn at home, you don't have days anymore. It's just 3-hour cycles.
Yeah.
And they just restart after that. Like someone was like, "Oh, it's Friday." I was like, "Oh, it is? That's cool."
It's the same if you're doing shift work too. So I know that feel at least. Happy Friday! I'll be here all weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your baby,
Luckily, I get to work from home though for 3 weeks.
Oh, see, that's good.
Cool.
Yeah, that's
a plus.
Yeah. Is she a crier?
No, she's not. So
That's
apparently,
awesome,
apparently that's just something that preemies do. They just they won't cry that much until they hit their due date.
Oh, okay.
And then apparently, like, there's a switch that flips, and then they're like, "Oh, I can cry now." I mean, she'll get upset every once in a while. It's mostly when like we've just changed her, and then she just craps herself again. We're just like,
That's when you cry.
You had a chance.
Oh, is there a difference?
It's like, you had a chance to not sit and poop. I just cleaned you. Congratulations, this is now your existence.
Harsh. I like it. Harsh.
Oh,
She'll learn. Or I'll learn. It's one of the two. Someone will learn.
Who will break first? Oh, you're in for a long 18 years, my friend.
oh yeah. No, it gets. I don't want to say better because like I feel like our kid was like a godsend. Like she doesn't really cry. Like she's starting to get now to the point where she's starting to get a little bit fussy, but like she never cried. After I think like 6 months is when the doctor said that we could put her in her crib in the other room. Before that, they recommended us putting her in a bassinet right next to our bed or whatever, just in case. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah, we got her in a bassinet right now.
And then, so at 6 months, they say, "Hey, yeah, you can move her to the crib." So at 6 months, like the day she turned 6 months, we're like, "Get her out of here." She slept throughout the night, like 18 hours, 20 hours sometimes. We were like, "Is this kid okay?" We had to go in and check and make sure she was still breathing because she was still sleeping. It was crazy.
Oh yeah, we do that every like 20 minutes.
Yeah. It's insane. It's so scary. It's so scary. And like I haven't heard a lot of situations. Like obviously there's those rare cases where like they just stop breathing for no reason. But like it's very very rare. So, but I don't know why I was so paranoid. It was like every 2 minutes I'm like, is she breathing? Is she okay? And we had to go.
Literally in your genes. Like that's your one job as like a human man. Protect the child.
Oh, it's fun.
Why did you say human man?
Because I wanted to make it clear that he's not actually a squid. Because if he was a squid, then it would just be weird, and he should probably just be soft swimming somewhere else.
Yeah, there's that misconception.
She'd just be out of an egg somewhere and just fine. Whatever.
But Octodad tried his hardest.
Yeah, he tried.
Don't
You're
spoil it.
saying that squid is just unable to try?
Yes.
That seems to be the case. Yes. Oh God, this conversation has taken a turn. I don't know how to go to this next topic. I guess.
Topic?
Yeah.
Okay, everybody take a deep breath.
Oh, I got it.
Next topic.
I got it. Okay. So speaking of human nature,
Breathing.
of how to like take care of your kid and everything, and it's like in your blood, it's your responsibility and so on and so forth. We had a circumstance this last weekend. Yeah, I think so. Where that became truly relevant. There you go. That's a great.
I like the other transition better. Although
Yeah.
you didn't actually transition to the RPG part until like 10 minutes later, but whatever.
Yeah, this one's still.
I'll give it a B.
Anyway, so in the RPG of life, I rolled a 2, and that was that corresponded with Hurricane Lane. Is that better?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, there you go. So Hurricane Lane hit the Hawaiian Islands last weekend. And for people that aren't educated or not educated, that's fucked.
Get educated in squid.
People that aren't like they don't know anything about this. Hurricane Lane was a Category 5, which is the top category that they have. I think it's about 200 mile per hour wind, and it was heading straight to where I live on Oahu. We were supposed to be like in the eye of the storm for like 2-3 days because as soon as it hit us, it took a left turn going west. And it was just supposed to sit on top of us for like 2-3 days. So obviously we were scared. A little bit of perspective. I think Katrina was a Cat 3.
By the time it hit, I think you're right. It was
Yeah.
a Category 5 in the Gulf, and then it slowed down.
Yeah, and then when it hit, it was a Cat 3. The thing about Katrina is it hit the wrong places. It hit like the dam or something, and that's where the flooding came. But like that was a Cat 3. So we obviously we had to prepare and everything. But it's funny because we prepared like crazy. We put mattresses in front of the windows, you know what I mean? Got everything off the ground just in case we're flooding. And we got our closet ready just in case we needed to go and hunker down in the closet. Our daughter slept in the closet for 2 days. Well, not like we took her out, obviously, but like overnight we put her in her pack and play in the closet just because overnight we didn't want like a window to break and then her being in her room or flooding to happen and all that. So we put her in the closet. And so we tell people this story. It's like, yeah, we put our daughter in the closet for 2 nights. It just seems a little bit wonky, but it was fun. Moral of the story is after we got done prepping and everything, we went to sleep. We woke up in the morning. It got downgraded to a Cat 4. Then it got downgraded to a Cat 3 throughout the day. And then we went to sleep again. Woke up in the morning and it was a Cat 1. And then throughout the day it got downgraded to a tropical storm. But we barely got rain. We barely got wind. And like if you didn't know a storm was coming, then you wouldn't have guessed it. You know what I mean?
Just a rainy day.
Yeah. A little bit of overcast, but sometimes it was sunny. Like it was really sad. It's like I'm grateful for not having the hurricane come and hit us, but at the same time it's like, what was all this about? Why are you hyping it up? It's all news. This is a conspiracy theory. They just want us to be scared.
That's something that really pisses you off.
That pisses me off. Oh man, but no, it was very I don't want to say entertaining, but it was rough for us for a couple days there.
A lot of suspense and
Yeah.
not a lot of resolution.
Yeah, which is saying something though, because like I'm from Florida, and we were in Florida at the time of Katrina and everything, and
Yeah.
we have hurricanes up there all the time. You know what we do for a hurricane in Florida? We get our inner tube and we go sit out in the middle of the flooded road during the hurricane. We have people, you know, those knee boards where they run up and down the beach and they put it down the ground real quick and they stand on it and they go certain, I don't know, that way.
Skimboard?
Yeah, skimboard. I think that's what it's called. I thought it was knee board, but I think that's when you're attached to a boat.
It is.
Yeah. Okay, so so the skimboard, and they have those out in the middle of the road, just going up and down the road. It's funny. It is hilarious. And that's how we get out of school. We don't have snow days. We have hurricane days.
I'm scared of Florida.
What?
And
That's fair.
Specifically Floridians.
Floridians,
But like, yeah.
Terrifying.
They're all
Very
nice.
weird breed.
Yeah. Close second is South Carolinians,
That is
Oh,
such
yeah.
a weird title.
right?
South
Carolinians.
Carolinians.
Carolinians?
I think it might be Carolinians. What's Maine?
I think it might be
Mainers?
Carolinians.
Manians? Manians.
They probably got some weird word for it.
it.
Like, what state is it? I think, I want to say Illinois. Hoosiers is what they call themselves?
Oh, that's what they call themselves, but they're Illinoisans, right?
You're Illinois.
They're Illinoisian.
God, I'm good. And we just diss everyone in Illinois.
I dissed you, but
Well, CW had another path he took, so way to go. Way to be a jerk there, bud.
he didn't go for the low-hanging
Yeah.
fruit.
Little,
Cheers to
little
him.
do you know, Hella Simple is banned in Illinois now. Yeah.
Both Illinois.
Both ass.
Illinois.
It's Illinois.
Yeah.
Is not Illinois.
You know, I'll do what I want, okay?
I mean,
Hold on.
you can say it wrong.
I'm a Floridian,
Like I
okay?
said
I can say what I want.
Like I said earlier, you are allowed to make bad decisions.
I'm just gonna keep making fun of you for him.
I think out of all the places in the U.S., at least, I don't think Florida is well, okay, they might be the craziest ones.
Yeah.
Florida is definitely top 5.
I think Texas
I mean,
should be inhabitable, though. It's just so hot down there. And it's all
Texas
desert.
is on the list, but like Floridians have like no consistency. They just do crazy shit for like no reason, and there's no like,
For
oh yeah,
fun.
that's just what Floridians do.
For fun, Fen.
Yeah, but like there's no consistency to it. There's just like sometimes you hear about a guy who swung an alligator by the tail and broke a window. Like, and other
Yeah.
times it's just like, yeah, we just sit in the road with our inner tubes
Yeah.
in
Eat
hurricanes.
bath salts and chew on people's faces.
Yeah, like there's just no consistency. With Texans, it's like, yeah, we shot something with a big gun and then
Of course.
waved our hat around.
It's
Like
an
that's pretty
yeehaw.
much it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's more Oklahoma.
Or,
but sure.
And then said, don't mess with Texas. There you go.
Yeah, it's consistent. You know, it's the same with Alaska. There's some crazy people up there too, but you know, it's like, yeah, we wear furs and hunt seals, go crab fishing. I don't know, but like, you know, normal Alaska stuff. Florida's just weird.
Okay.
We're pretty low key in Tennessee, though.
in Tennessee. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
You're
like
out
whiskey and
Yeah.
that's pretty much it. Whiskey related events.
A lot of drinking
Yeah.
on your front porch. You know, there's not a lot can go wrong there.
Yeah.
You don't
Well, I
know
mean-
the front porch party. Oh God. No, I don't know. I think the craziest thing that I've ever personally done was we had a river. A river. It was a creek. I don't know.
A
A
crick.
creek. Behind
creek says crick.
They're behind our
Down by the
houses.
creek.
Yeah, down by the creek. And we used to go swimming in there. And I remember one time we went there and there were alligators or crocs or whatever the fuck they were. I don't know, male or female. They were over on the other side of the river, and we saw them on the other side of the beach. Yeah, we went swimming anyway. There was some alcohol involved, but it was fun. It was a good time. I don't condone it.
But I'd do it again.
I wouldn't recommend it, but it was a fun time. You know, do you want to be a scaredy cat, or you want to go swimming? I don't know.
I'll be a scaredy cat.
I'll be a scaredy cat.
Yeah.
That's fun.
I've heard the sound that crocodiles, alligators make, that like clicking, purring sound.
Mm.
I don't
Right
want
when they
one.
bite through someone's femur.
Well, I haven't heard that.
God,
thankfully,
yeah,
but
that one's rough.
yeah, I'm good.
I don't know. I think there's crazier places to live, like California. You know,
There's
It's
weird
a
people in
different-
California.
there's a lot of weird people in California.
There's but it's a very different crazy.
Yeah,
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Like in Florida, you can find rednecks riding dirt bikes, jumping over alligators.
Yeah.
he's like, yeah, I did that.
See,
Yeah.
exactly. And it wasn't even like that's ridiculous. No, that kind
yeah.
of shit happens.
I get that.
I would argue and say that's probably a little bit of Alabama. Because, okay, Florida is crazy, yes. You got a lot of crazy people in Florida. But I think a lot of the crazier people in Florida are down south. We were up in the Panhandle, like right
I don't know,
below
man.
Alabama.
I hear bad things about the Panhandle.
A lot of rednecks. A lot of hillbillies.
Well, no,
a lot of...
The craziest part of Florida is the part that isn't near any coast.
They're
get
all
into
near
the
coast.
center
Oh,
of
you
Florida.
mean like up near
Whoa.
Georgia?
Oh, my brother.
Like,
So Clicks
yeah,
has good
dinner.
stories about Jacksonville. He went to school there for a year.
I don't mind Jacksonville. Jacksonville is not bad.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Because he's like, ooh, yeah, no, don't be
Oh,
there. It's
really?
terrible. And,
Oh God! Did I just
Yeah.
prove a
Yeah.
stereotype?
yeah.
Oh no. Oh no. Well, you know what, man? I think New Jersey's stupid.
I think you're right.
Wow. How
Rent
many,
is
how many
overpriced.
states are we going to ostracize?
Yeah,
Literally
I know.
all of them.
Podcast?
What about Iowa? Just kidding.
Can I tell you what
Oh.
state is great?
What?
Washington.
Yeah.
Well, of course.
And it's great for the simple fact that even when you walk out of the airport and you breathe, it just smells green.
Well,
Okay,
that's
in the
Canada,
fall.
isn't it? Well, I mean, no, I know Washington. Okay,
Did you say it was Canada?
Pause. I know Washington's not Canada, but Canada would be the same as Washington. Is what I was trying to say.
Okay,
Settle
first
down.
of all, no. Second of all, Canada is a really big country.
Yeah, but like the way I picture it is all woods, all moose, all very elmy.
Moose
Yeah, I
as
think
far
it's
as
like
the
the
eye can
ratio
see.
of moose to person is like 10 to 1, right?
Yeah, for sure.
It's just shoulder to shoulder moose as
Yeah.
far as you
Yeah.
can see.
Yep. That's exactly what I was
Instead of
imagining.
dogs and cats, they have moose.
Yeah.
No, actually, so I've been going to Toronto. My parents moved there recently, so I've taken a few trips up there now. And I go through Buffalo. I go like north and up through Buffalo and cross into Ontario that way.
So you
And
avoid the
it's-
moose completely.
Yeah,
Oh,
I do
okay.
because it's like open and like not industrialized, but just like there's no trees, there's no forest. It's like all vineyards actually and like housing developments until you get to Toronto, and then it's like actually an urban city. So like I'm sure there are definitely a lot of Canada that is wilderness, but for the most part it's either like, at least on the border, it's like, any suburb here, basically.
No, they're different than us. Oh God, the one about racism. Ugh. I want to go traveling. I think that's the biggest thing I want to do.
Want to go
Like-
trapping?
Yeah, trapping.
Like
Well,
small
that-
furry
well-
animals?
No, like males that pretend to be females.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I get about that.
Yeah.
Floridians, you know?
Yeah, Floridians. Yeah, what are you gonna do? No, I want to go traveling. I want to fly around. Like, I think that's one of the reasons why I joined the military in the first place. Is like I wanted to go overseas and I want to go to other places. It was just my dumb luck that I didn't get stationed over there. I got stationed here.
Mhm.
But now that my wife's in, we're getting to go a little bit more everywhere else. Like we're here in freaking Hawaii right now, which is awesome. And I think we're gonna take advantage of it and go island hopping. So we're gonna go to other islands while we're here. And I think this might be the closest we're gonna get to go to Japan or China or so on and so forth. So we might take a hop over there as well. But I think that'd be fun. I don't know. Growing up, I was in my dad was in the military, so I lived in Portugal, Italy, Guam, a bunch of places in the States. But I miss it. I lived 4 years in Italy, and that was like the funnest time I ever had.
God, I loved Italy so much.
Yeah, you were there too.
Went there for 2 weeks.
Oh baby,
it was absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it's just so much history, so much story in one area. It's crazy.
We would just wake up in the morning. We stayed like a block and a half away from Vatican.
Wow.
And
nice.
Yeah, we'd walk out the front door of our apartment, and we would just pick a direction. We would just walk.
Yeah.
Walk for 5 hours, find the subway, and take that back.
Mm-hmm.
God, it was amazing. I want to go back every single day.
Yeah, Rome.
And I think it was
Rome was fun, definitely.
The really nice thing about visiting other countries is just to realize that American culture isn't the only culture. Because I feel like growing up and living in the United States, like that's a very real mentality that you get in your head, like this is the only way that it works. And so it's so refreshing to go somewhere that like doesn't speak English. It was so awesome being in Italy and just like sitting out at a restaurant and eating dinner with my wife, and we could turn off that part of our brain that would like overhear conversations.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know what they were saying. So it was the most relaxed I've ever been.
See, I went to Greece on my honeymoon. We were there for a week, and I learned a few words of Greek, so I could like kind of, make myself understood in key situations. But I swear to you, I did not need it once.
Really?
And it made, it really pissed me off.
Well, is it in English?
To borrow a phrase.
Well, so like here's the thing too, is like everywhere. I don't want to say everywhere because I don't know for a majority of it, but like a lot of places overseas, their one language that they learn, like where America does like Spanish, we should learn Spanish. Yeah. Everywhere else has like an English class.
It's English. English is a big one, and it's because it's a trade language.
Yeah, exactly, and it's not like our Spanish, where I took 4 years of Spanish. Don't ask me to speak it now because I will not be able to tell you. They take it and they learn it. Yeah. So like even when they grow up and they do their thing, they might not speak it ever. But as soon as an American or an English speaking person walks into the building, they could basically point them in the right direction. You know what I mean?
So well, that's the thing is the Greece had this massive economic crash a few years ago. A lot of the money that they have been making since then is in tourism. Especially as people are like, oh, well, things are really cheap there. We can go there. Yeah. Like, so they're making decent money. So that's important, to speak a language that people will understand. And it is a trade language. English, French, Chinese, all are fairly common outside of their respective countries of England, France, China. So it makes sense. It's not that it doesn't make sense. It's just like I was ready for this, and then I was like, oh, Kalispera, and they were like, hello. What you like today? And I was like, all right, fine.
Did you hear how that guy just pronounced that?
Yeah, in Italy, we made sure to learn the greetings and stuff like that. So we just go ciao, and then they'd say ciao, and then like the fact of like just greeting in their language, they were much more willing to help us out.
Yeah, that's the one thing that I realized really fast in Italy is that they're all kind people. They're all really nice people.
Oh,
and they don't really have a lot of negative.
Crazy.
Yeah, they don't really have like a big negative opinion on Americans until you do something stupid, and then they're like, "Oh, stupid American" or whatever like that. Mm-hmm. But it's as simple as.
So they didn't like you very much.
Not very much. They hated me. But no, it was as simple as just the attempt to try to speak the language. Like they would realize it real fast that you're not a native speaker, but they would be like, oh no, it's fine, and then they would try to help you out in English or whatever, or but like they were very, I guess, understanding, and they thought they just appreciated that you attempted, because a lot of people, they would just be like, hey, I'm American, you speak my language.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's true.
And that's the one thing that I don't know. I'm not in their heads or anything, but I would assume that that's what pissed them off the most.
Yeah, it would piss me off.
Yeah. So, I like that's why like Italians get that bad rep is because they all hate Americans or whatever. But that's not true. It's not true. When we lived there, we lived off base, and we had all our neighbors around us were Italian. I think we had an American couple down the road a little bit with some kids, but our landlord, everybody was Italian, and like I can't tell you how many times that because we introduced ourselves and we were talking with them and everything, and we really tried to talk to them. It was a little bit difficult at times, but I can't tell you how many times like our landlord brought over cherries like every year. And I'm like a box full of cherries, like a big old box full of cherries. Each one of our neighbors brought us over a big chocolate bunny during Easter. You know what I mean? Like very, very, very nice people. I haven't ran into like an Italian person I didn't like. And they always cook you food.
Yes.
Yeah. I married an Italian. And she cooks pasta all the time. Love it. Yeah, you missed out. You married a white girl. Sorry.
No, the thing that bothers me, Italians aren't white. What?
Wait a minute. We'll reverse that.
I married an Irish girl. But
right.
first of all, she doesn't cook. I do the cooking, which is fine because I enjoy cooking.
There's
That's
nothing wrong
why
with
I do it. But she doesn't like pasta.
No?
No.
Oh.
I live for pasta. Okay.
Yeah, that sucks.
She's gone today. I'm probably gonna make pasta.
Take advantage of it. Just
yes.
Gone, just make pasta.
Yes, that's what I do. I do it to
Couldn't you
console
trick
myself.
her by making potato gnocchi?
No, she doesn't like that.
Really?
She likes potatoes, but she doesn't like. So she's really weird. I'm really hope she doesn't watch this now. She is
Does she
weird.
have a Twitter? I might send it to her.
She does not. She doesn't like certain textures, like that soft, squishy texture of a gnocchi. Like as I've tried, I've been like, it's potato. It's got some pasta, but it's potato. Yeah. It's awesome. And she was like, no, I don't like this.
Oh man.
And in fairness, I picked a bad gnocchi to give her. It wasn't that good. But yeah, like she won't eat any. Like she'll eat. She calls it ziti, but what she means is baked ziti. Like with all the cheese in it and like on it and baked in there and like just cheese everywhere.
Yeah.
Like there, and she likes raviolis, so there has to just be cheese like all over the place.
There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, cheese.
I mean,
there's nothing wrong with that, but like
if there could be cheese, why not? That's how I always
I mean
go about my life.
My stomach probably wouldn't be too thrilled with me if I ate that all the time, but
who cares? It's worth it. I'm highly lactose intolerant. I'll eat cheese any day, any time.
Really glad you live in Hawaii now.
Oh yeah.
You're like, I'm eating cheese right now.
Honestly, it doesn't matter what it is. I'll deal with the pain later. It's bad.
That explains a lot.
It does. It really does. But no, like stranded on a desert island, cheese. Just a block. Just a block.
Well, there you have it. I don't know how he's gonna find it, but on a desert island, squid is gonna cheese. He's gonna find something to milk and turn that into cheese.
You know what? It might be worth it. Okay. Ridiculous. Anyway, guys, I think it's about time. I think it's time to end it and say goodbye for this week.
It's not goodbye. It's just farewell until the next time.
All right, Mr. Rogers, settle down.
It's goodbye for me.
Yeah, get out of here.
Yeah. So from here on out, we're never inviting CW to another podcast ever again.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So say your last goodbyes now. Because we're killing them off this episode.
Well, it was fun. I'm happy that I was the first person to get killed off in the story.
You're very welcome.
Make sure
I will probably come back as a ghost later.
Oh no!
Yeah, I look forward to breaking the promise of you never having you back. So
plot twist.
Yeah, it'll be crazy.
Make sure to join up the next episode when we're trying to solve his murder in the detective podcast.
The first 15 minutes will be dedicated to detective work, and the final 45 will be our regular spiel.
I'm telling you that would make money, dude. I'm telling you, we could sell that.
I think there actually was something like that. I think you can look up like 1940s radio and have to get some ideas.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Anyway, guys, thank you for stopping by. Real quick before we head on out, Castcade, and they are a lovely group of coconuts, ran by a dictator of sorts. We don't like the leader of the group, to be honest.
No, he's the worst.
He's the worst. But the group itself is phenomenal. Okay,
Yeah.
group of full, fun, awesome live streamers who just want to entertain you. You're looking for people. You don't have to scroll through those millions of names on Twitch. Well, Castcade is the group for you. Down in the panels below, all you have to do is click that bad boy, and it'll take you to their Twitch channel, and then you can click any link from there, and it'll take you to the Discord and all that fun stuff. If you're watching this after Tuesday, there will be a link down in the description below that'll take you to the fancy-dancy new webpage. Hope to see you guys around. So anyway, thank you, Fen. Thank you, CW, for stopping by and hanging out with us today. We had a blast, dude. Making fun of racial people.
Making fun of states.
Let's
not dig ourselves further into a hole.
We made fun of Floridians.
I phrased that wrong. That was my bad. We made fun of Floridians. Yeah, it was a good time. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Bye.
Adios.